Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's Captain of Industry. Hope you're having a great day. We've got our new trench built over here by the cargo port. And I've decided I'm going to go in from this side, and then we'll feed it this direction and over and out. And I think we'll probably have both of these pipes head into this trench. And of course, the reason for needing both of them is because we have two resources that I want to bring over here. One is ammonia, of course, to get the ammonia into here to start with fertilizer. And then the other one is to bring in fuel gas. Fuel gas is going to come over and into here. And that means we're not going to need to use our food to make the fuel gas anymore, right? So that's kind of interesting. Now, we can still do that, but I've come across another, well, in the future, right? We have another formula that we can use, and I think we're going to use this instead, and I am trying to figure out where the heck it is. It's right here. Digestate processing. This allows us to make fertilizer from digestate. So we can get the food, and we'll be able to get fuel gas and digestate, which can then in turn be used to make fertilizer as well. So I think we'll probably be using fertilizer, we'll probably be creating fertilizer from both of these sources at some point. But the fuel gas is also useful in a variety of other uses that we can do later too, is what it sounds like anyway. We'll talk about that later. But for the time being, that's what we've got going there. So we'll have both of those trenches heading into this direction. I can always change up the resource I want to send this way to. At any time, I can change it up. It's just a matter of switching out whatever's inputting into this pipe at that end, and then also wherever it goes after it comes out of the ground on this end. So the pipes are very easy to change, and that's why I like to put them underground and sort of move them around that way. Now, you're also going to notice that the trench is being built this direction, and it's getting danger close to this side. So what's going on over here? Well, I wanted to try it out. I mentioned it earlier regarding the steel over here. I was trying out steel, and I mentioned it before there, but so I actually have to move this. Funny story. The spacing on all this stuff was actually planned out for the colony expansion, and when I spaced it out, I did not account for the one extra tile that would come in with the conveyor belt. For some reason, my brain said this was the conveyor belt, and it's not. It's one more over. And as a result of that, we are not going to be able to do the thing I wanted to do, which was having this colony be here, and then also right there to be right up against it. And that won't happen because of the belt. So I can move all of the stuff over one. So I can take basically all the storages and move it over and get everything and scoot it one tile back. I think that'll probably still be fine. And then we waste no space here as the colony expands. Speaking of the colony expanding, we're up to 1155 population now. And it says we have 30 months of food supply. This number's been dropping. As we expand, this number's dropping, of course, which makes sense. You know, as the more people, it'll last less time. But it also makes sense because of this. We only have 4 of these. And, we've got 4 of these too, which is totally fine for now. And we've got 3 of the power, which I think so far is good. They're not complaining, so I'm going to leave that alone. But it's clear to me if we want to have a higher month's supply in, display up here, for safety, we should have more of these. So I'm going to have 2 more of these delivered. 2 more of these created, I guess. And for now, these are all truck tasks, okay? These are all tasks with the trucks. The trucks bring things over here, right? But as they fill up these ones, we're going to start to see this goes above 30 months, right? That's the whole nature of it. So to get food over here without this having to be a thing, trucks going back and forth into these storage bins, gross. And you can see our food supply in storage is actually dropping now. It's actually dwindling. So it is likely a good idea to just chill on this for a second for fuel. I want to see how empty this really gets, because now they're all rushing here to fill these. And that's another reason why, they're rushing over here. But now that they're full, this might be able to calm down. We might start to see this storage go back up, but we're going to hold off on processing food, at least half of this, until we you know, start to get a nice surplus here. Now, I don't want this to happen. You see how they're moving things around from one to another? This is going to cause a lot of problems, and it often will, especially if you have multiple tanks like around in this area. If you have multiple tanks and you're not allowing imports, that's good. We don't want to allow truck imports here. And then the tanks where you're like, keep this empty. Okay, cool. Except if you allow truck imports here, then, you know, they'll just move it over here and then it'll bring it in, right? So that's what's happening here. I have told them to keep this tank half full. Since there's a supply over here, they're moving it. So what I want to do is I want to disallow the truck exports out of the end tank, but I can't actually do that because I don't have the conveyor belts yet. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna pull these two markers back, and we're gonna instead tell them to keep these tanks full, keep them really full, okay? And we're gonna, you know, make that like a slightly higher than average priority. We'll say 7 is fine, and they should stop moving the things back and forth now. And that'll free up the trucks to go off and do other things. But that's what we're going to hopefully get to do. We're going to try to keep these things full, and they'll deposit them, you know, somewhere else. So I could probably, once we have the belts hooked up to these, we can turn off truck imports, and then it'll be fine. So speaking of belts, that's what this trench is doing. So this excavator is working his way over here. He's going to build this trench next to this one. If I was thinking ahead, I probably would have just doubled it up with the pipe trench. That would have been better, but I wasn't thinking ahead at that far. And I also, hang on, there's an extra conveyor here. You, go away. Oh, good. Did you just, no. Yeah, this is an extra one now. Yeah. So I want to put that extra one over here because we're constantly striving for more coal. It's always nice to have more coal. So there you go. Lots of trucks, lots of excavators on the coal mines. I've also started to dig into this side for the coal mines. Eventually this will all be the same level, but there's actually a lot of coal as it goes all the way this way, and so I wanted to kind of get started on another supply as well. That extra long trip is making coal slower, which is a problem. I think that's going to be a major issue. And it looks to me like they're not even doing anything here, right? We have extra excavators, so let me just focus this really quick, because without coal, we're going to start seeing this happen. Yeah, that's bad. So let's get you come down like that. We're just going to erase all of this just to clean up the interface. The interface. Going to clean up that interface. All right, show me your interface. Yeah, it's like Warface, but interface. Never mind, you got it. All right, so I want to say we could just level the whole thing out to level 4 or 5, I guess. But the ramp, right? They have to have the ramp has to bring them down. So I think probably what we could do. I didn't do this very well, so I apologize for my ineffectiveness here. But I'm gonna go down about like this. This will get this area to 4, and then you know, we can maybe change it up from there. But that gets this area to 4. And then I guess I could make the whole thing ramp down like that. It's probably okay. And then this side is already 5. We need to go to 5 on this side, right? Yeah. So we want to take this down. Let's flip this. Nope. I will get this, I swear. Oh my gosh. Why isn't it like snapping to the right height? Yeah. Like this. And then come down. Exactly. Nope. Yep, like this. I think it's because of this, right? I marked this for 4, so let's not do that. Yeah. So let's mark this off of 4, and then we'll instead include this as a way to get down to 5, right? We want to get down to 5 here eventually, and then all of this can be 5, as it already is. Yep, it already is. Good. So we'll get all of this leveled to 5. First, we'll go ahead and mark all of this here and all of this here. So they should hopefully start mining this, which is going to give us even more coal. Now, it's clearly a problem with this ramping that we're doing here, but I'm hoping that it doesn't disrupt the trucks. I'm hoping that the trucks are completely fine with this. I know that they're going to spring to life right now, but there's a chance that they get stuck and they don't know where to go and all that nonsense. So hopefully that doesn't happen, especially if they don't do it, you know, very organized. So we'll see how it goes. We have a really close source of coal here. And then we're going to get, hopefully they keep working on this. I would like them to keep going. Just because I want to shave off this dirt layer. And I want to complete this part of the island. And you're going to see, which is really odd. I don't know why it lets me do this. But I guess it is what it is. This cargo dock, even the big version, is able to be built here. Like, I don't know how the boat's getting in there safely, but it's able to be built here. So we can technically build one there. And then I might be able to also build one on this side once it's done. Or I can extend it out even further and build one here. So it's very strange. I don't know. Now, the cargo boats. I wasn't seeing this correctly before. Someone in chat's come in and corrected me, and I like it. Okay, so this is something that's automated. It goes off to the various different places. I think specifically the places that are yellow, I assume, to go and get the supply for us so that I don't need to bring my big boat to it manually. That's what this cargo ship is supposed to be doing. And so it's bringing oil right now because that's the only storage it has, and we can upgrade this stuff. Of course, it doesn't have fuel, and that's because this is a low priority, but I could tell them to bring the fuel. I'd rather not, though. I don't really need this cargo ship to do anything at the moment. So actually, because of that, I can probably just get those workers back. Big old mound of sand here that's going to get filled in through here. And actually, this part of the trench is done now. So I could actually start filling this in. So why don't we get this to be a ramp from here, let's say, so you can enter. Yeah, we'll get that going because I'm going to fill all of this in right now. I don't really need this part. Well, actually, kind of creative. I mean, if we're gonna, it's already built. There's no reason to dig this way anymore. So why don't we actually put the conveyor belt through here too? Yeah, I think we could probably do that. But that means I need the entire trench to be done before they can do that. So I need to wait until he is done all the way up to here, which is honestly very close. They're almost done with this. And you can see the mound of sand. They're almost done dumping it here too, which is fine. We should be able to take all of this and put it back. So that's what I'm hoping for anyway. What are you doing other than nothing? Other than absolutely nothing? Is it because we're already full on iron? You guys. Oh, you're so awesome. Look at you guys go. We're already full on iron. Maintenance is up to 93. I also stopped using iron for maintenance. So you can see all this iron is on the belt here and it's just waiting, right? I stopped using it for maintenance because we had steel now. And steel is way better to use for maintenance. If you do 2 iron and 2 copper, you get 45. If you do 2 steel and 4 copper, so we're only doubling the copper, but we're substituting the iron with steel, you get 120, which is a lot better. That's a sensational, I can speak, sensational upgrade. So we've been starting to use steel now, and that means that this belt's going to start doing steel. So I am going to get the steel to belt into the maintenance. I am going to do that, but it might be better in this case. In hindsight, I kind of wish I would have done my steel over here. And not set up water, because then I could have had copper and steel really close together. So this is one of those things where, you know, if you don't plan ahead and you don't know every process ahead of time, you know, if you're not a wiki player, then this is what happens to you, okay? If you're not someone who reads all the documentation before playing a game, then yeah, that's what happens. But I think we can make do, because I can get this belt, which, you know, these things are all going to scoot 1 level over. I could probably just do that now just to prep. I like how tight it is right here, though, so I'd rather not do that. I want to just scoot this back 1 and then scoot all of these back 1. Yeah, so I think that's how we'll do it. But anyway, I've got a truck pulled now, a dedicated truck here to keep this full of steel. And for some reason, it won't let me deselect these. I wish it would. It doesn't allow me to do that. So like if I go like this, right? Normally you can just click these and you see how it turns red? That's how you break the chain. You can even see the icon on the mouse. It breaks the chain. But for some reason, it just won't do it. It just tells me it can't do it. And I don't understand why that is. It will let me deselect steel just fine. And I think maybe it's because of what item is selected here. I think maybe like I have to deselect the storages before I switch the supply in them. That might be a thing. For the time being, it's just going to be a little messy. to, you know, when I click on it. I think that's why it's doing it though. In any case, we're over here now. We're getting very close to doing this. So what I'd like to do, you see, we're starting to fill up our food again. That's nice. And actually, they are filling this anyway, even though it's P7. That's nice. How's our fuel? Fuel is still all 5 tanks. Jesus. Okay. So I need to get fuel into this boat, right? To keep the oil cranking. But I actually want the oil tanker to be over here. It makes way more sense to do it over here. So we are extending the shoreline on this side. It's going to take a while to get all this stuff filled in, but we're extending it out this way. And I'm actually kind of closing in the water pollution part here. Sort of making this longer all the way out this way. I think it will, I mean, it's going to allow it to happen, so that's kind of nice. And we could just have the water pollution sort of, you know, dumping in here, I guess. I'm not entirely sure if there's any consequence to trapping that in, but it is what it is. And our population is high, but it's dropping because of the pollution. We're losing 0.15% because of water pollution, which is, that's kind of sucky. Now I can fix that if I want by doing growth boosts. It just costs me Unity, which right now we're kind of fine on Unity. We do have the fuel saver in place, and we do have the maintenance reducer in place, but since I'm generating more Unity than I'm spending so far, my max Unity is, you know, I am kind of maxed out at this point. I think I am. I'm maxed out, right, on Unity? My max Unity is 120. Okay, so I'm losing 1 a month right now at the moment. It's not the biggest of deals, but I can add to my growth rate that way at the cost of Unity. I can do that. So if I wanted to, like for example, maybe I switch the maintenance saver. You know, actually we have plenty of steel happening, so maybe we switch off the maintenance and we add a growth boost instead. So it's the same amount of Unity, but now we're going to grow and we see our population go up instead. So that's one thing I can put in place. Since I don't need that right now, though, I'm going to put this back down. I don't need a high population. It's just kind of got out of control. I haven't imported from this place in a while. There's 41 out of 50 waiting here. So, yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to send the ship, since we can. I'm going to send the ship over to a new location to explore. I think maybe we take out the pirates over here. Try to battle that way. Although exploring these is still pretty good. Let's see what's here first. We'll go explore that. So off it goes, does its thing. And we're going to get this trench going into. I don't know why you're not doing anything. Oh, you're not, because it's this. Oh, right. I wanted to get this all flat, and it is now. Okay, cool. You're back over. So I've got this happening too. We're going to start getting into this coal, and I've laid this out to be flattened first. But we haven't built the ramp yet to get there. It seems to me like my wood trucks don't have anywhere to bring their wood because this is probably full. So why don't we get the new mining area? I guess we just focus on the iron for now. I could get you to focus on iron. And then I really don't need this many, so we'll go like 1 and 2. And then the one that's left, I don't need you to focus on anything specific. So that'll be okay. For this other excavator here, since there's a free one, I'm going to send you over here on the coal because that's like the default. Always be mining coal. Basically, look at these guys. Oh, there's so many of them. They're just going to make this all flat. It's going to take no time at all. Okay, now today I said we were going to do this part here, right? I said we were going to get this going, and I was waiting until I had it figured out, and that was all planned and whatever. And I wanted to wait also until I had the workers to do it. So that's what we have now. We have the workers to do it. So they actually built this tank. I didn't want them to, but they did. They also built this pipe. Okay, well, that's the way it went. We are going to have them build all of these things. But I kind of want to do it in a controlled way because I don't really have the resources to, to do this all the way. So we are going to have, I think, these tanks first. Let's go ahead and unpause these. Then we'll have all these pipes done. And then we'll have this whole thing done. All the way like this. And then, they'll have... We don't have anywhere to put our stuff, and that's fine. And then we'll figure it out from there. So this is where the sour water is going to happen too. And I kind of actually want at least 1 track of this done. So we'll get that done too. So this is where the trucks can go and build things now. They've got work to do. We're also going to have steam built over here. And there's a lot of resources, right? 1,700 parts here, 674 here, right? There's a lot of construction parts, so the trucks have things to do. We can get this built pretty quickly. I'm also going to unpause, I think, 2 of these, which means I have to unpause this pipe as well. And I guess I'll have to unpause... is this pipe, right? Yeah, this pipe. And then I also need this undone and this undone. So we'll just get this stuff going too so we can feed that. And yeah, so I'll walk you through the process as they build it. It'll be much easier for me to walk you through how this works when everything is built. So we're going to let them do that. I don't need to spend Unity on it. Just they have lots of resources. Let them do it. Probably should go ahead and open this up too, just in case there isn't any crude oil. Wow. Crude oil is all the way over here. And it's actually not anyway. Wow. Okay. So that's a thing. Let's go. I kind of wish I could buy crude oil. I understand why I can't. I just kind of wish I could. We can go back and load this cargo. We'll have the boat bring that this time. Because this cargo ship has fuel now, actually, so I should let that do it. Let that go ahead and be a thing. Okay, are this trench almost done? I'd really like to get this. So this is a test. I have no idea if this will work. I've never tried this before. It obviously takes a long time to build trenches, and I'm not really interested in spending a ton of time attempting to figure out how it works before recording. Even though I am spending a ton of time before recording, you know, planning. So I'm trying, okay? So here's the thing. This is very metagamey and it's not realistic, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Instead of the pipe, we're gonna try an underground conveyor. And again, I have no idea if this works. It may not, but we're gonna try an underground conveyor. And so how that would work, theoretically, I have not tried even this part yet. So if this doesn't work, then I'll stop it right now. But we're gonna take a conveyor, right? And it will go as low as it can. And it just goes underground, right? We keep it as low as possible, right? And it would go, you know, it would go that direction, right? And then feasibly, we would want to, in this case, we stop the mining in this. We don't need this to be mined anymore. There it goes. That's a ramp. We need that mined. But we can just take all this away. Okay, so can we fill this in? Okay, it doesn't allow us to fill it in over top of this, over top of the conveyor belt, right? Okay, so we figured out it won't let us do it right away. However, will it allow me to cheat this a little bit and allow me to mark it first and then lay the conveyor underneath it? You see that? It's gonna fill it in. So it might be worth trying it out. Now again, this is metagamey and maybe they'll patch this because I don't think this is intended. This time, I don't think it's intended. Pipes, it makes a lot of sense. You should be able to build pipes underground. Absolutely. But the conveyor belt doesn't make as much sense. But we're going to do it anyway, because that's what I'm going to do. I've already committed to it. I got this trench in, so we're going to do that anyway, okay? And the conveyor belt's going to come out all the way out here, and it's going to come out this side. Instead of it being this way, we can bring it out this side, and then it comes up underneath this, and it just delivers all this. And actually, it might look cleaner if I move this pipe one more step out, just for the sake of it, the conveyor belt being underneath the pipe entirely. It might look better, but maybe it doesn't need it. Let me see really quick. If I was to, yeah, because there's 2 doors. That's why. Although there is a space between them. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. There's a space between these. Incompatible port at the start. If I go, okay. Yeah, so I wanted to go underneath this pipe. So I think I'm going to have to move the pipe, right? But what I was thinking is, you know, it can just continue on and then it goes in. So it's going to have to be one step out, unfortunately. We're going to have to go out about this far, right? And then it ducks in like that. And then, you know, we have, because it's coming out on this side, it's going to be compatible with having 2 more rows of these things here. So like I can just place those right now, I guess. You know, I can just kind of do that so that they're all in already. I think that's probably a good idea. I didn't like get anything marked here, did I? Like there's no conveyor belts. Yeah, nothing cute. Okay. So that's how we're going to play that. It's going to go underneath. It looks like it'll allow me to do it. Is what it looks like it'll let me do it. So like we'll try it out and see, but I realize the implications of my actions. And I confidently say, I do not care. Okay, I'm going to let this play on just a little bit more. I'm going to let them build this stuff. And when we come back in, you see there's a lot of pipes in here. But when it comes back in, I'll explain sort of the process and how this is going to work. Okay? So give me a sec. I'll be right back. All right, so they've almost got everything built here. And again, I want to go through this kind of step by step, you know, a little bit slower for people who might be confused. And I know I didn't walk through this before because I really needed to like figure out exactly how I wanted to organize it. And so I took some extra time in the design for this. So over here is going to be the core source of our steam. We're going to be using gas boilers for the majority of our steam. And I want to preface this little introduction to this area by also saying that not every single element of it is well thought out. I just put more thought into it than usual before starting to record it. So like there's a good 2 hours just examining sort of different ways of doing things. The ultimate goal here is to have as little pollution as possible and eventually no pollution. I want to not have to flare anything. With our current technology, that's impossible. But as time goes on, I'm hoping that the preparations made in the consideration for the design will allow me to basically recycle all byproducts from this process. We'll see how that plays out. I might be naive to think I can do it, but we'll see how we can. We'll see how we can make it happen. I'm going to allow them to deliver this really quick because this pipe is going to be something I need. Okay, so let's start with this process here. This is gas boilers, right? Very similar to coal boilers, except they do it with fuel sources like oil, right? We are going to need, and I'm going to get one right here, right? Oh, it's in here somewhere. I know it. It's somewhere over the rainbow. Boiler coal. We are going to need a coal boiler. A coal boiler. Wow, I can speak. We are going to need something for this. So temporarily, I'm going to probably put it like right here. Temporarily, we're gonna make this too. I'm just gonna give it its own smokestack for now because it's gonna be impossible to route it the way I want. And I'm just gonna add a pipe. It can be a small pipe. It doesn't even have to be very big, I don't think. We'll route this small pipe over here. Actually, we should just route this for the other thing too. Yeah, can I go off of this corner? No? You won't let me do that? Or aren't you just oh, big bag of fun you are. Okay. How about this? No? Nothing? Okay. Well, I'll have to come up from up here then. So we'll take it off this elbow here. Yep. We're gonna drag it out. I think maybe we can lift it up a bit too, just to kind of, I don't know. Maybe not from here. We can lift it up like this. Then, yeah, we'll try to make this as even as possible. We're gonna bring it over like so, and then I want to bring it this way, but it's looking like that might be challenging to do. Yeah, I should go around behind it instead. So we'll go about like here. Yeah, like this. And then over a little bit, just raise it up one. And then can you go in here? You can't go straight? I just want you to go straight in. Can you? Really? You don't say. Oh, you're way up in the air. No wonder. Whoops. Hang on. Let's get this canceled, and we're gonna try to do this again. Yeah, down here. I want you to be down. Yeah. Be lower. Yeah, just go straight in. Wow, it won't do that. That's interesting. Okay, it has to bow like that. I guess it's just like the terrain is a little bit too high here or something. But it is what it is. We'll go ahead and cancel that, and this is a nice flat pipe now. I want to have one pipe just kind of go in like that. Doesn't really matter how. And then we need coal. That's going to get truck delivered. So this is obviously our a boiler for coal, and initially we need to provide steam into the system with this, because this is going to burn heavy oil and we're producing heavy oil. So the idea is we produce the oil and it goes around to make steam so that we can continue to produce it. Okay. Now I say that because heavy oil is currently the only byproduct I can think of in this whole workflow here where I cannot use it for anything other than just burning it. So the technology doesn't allow me, for example, to combine it with a cracking unit with hydrogen to get diesel and fuel gas, which are useful in other things. So currently all I can do is combine it with water, get steam out of it with a little bit of exhaust, as opposed to flaring it, which is way worse. So we're going to try not to do that. Okay. So this distillation, these distillation stage ones, right, are going to get oil. They get oil from this tank, but these tanks need to get oil from somewhere too. And so down here is where we have the oil getting delivered, right? We get it delivered down here, and it is time we deliver it somewhere else. This tank, or this pipe here, I know it's everyone's favorite, squiggly as it is. All the viewers are mad that it's gone. Goodbye, squiggly pipe. You will be missed. But this pipe is going to get replaced now. So we're going to take this pipe and we're going to connect it here. And I think I'm going to just lift this up to level 2, go underneath this, just to try to make it clean. And then I want to eventually hook it up, which I think I need to go to level 3 for that to do it. Yep. And we're going to hook it up to this top pipe here. So there's 2 pipes that are coming down the mountain, right? And they come down the mountain when they come all the way over here. And that's where this is getting hooked up. So we're going to quick deliver that too. What this is going to do is all the oil that the trucks are taking off the ports and the docks and stuff is now going to get delivered up here. And so to make sure of that, we're going to just turn off truck export or truck import, because I really don't want the trucks to have to come all the way up here to deliver it. It makes no sense. So now we should start seeing oil in these tanks, and we are. Good. Okay, this oil is going to feed from both of these pipes, and the top one here that's going up, that's going to go to these 2 machines, and this one is heading on the lower end is going to go to these 2 machines. Each of these are going to take the crude oil and the steam, which we're going to be generating from over there, and they are going to give us medium oil, heavy oil, and sour water. Okay? The heavy oil is coming out on this bottom pipe here, and it's coming all the way around, and it comes down like this, right? Now, I could make this go a little bit further and make it a little cleaner, maybe over on this end. I could do that. Yeah, could I do that? I could do that. I think I could make this a little bit better. Let's just make this a little bit better. We'll do a little bit of it together, I guess. But you'll see why it's kind of changing direction there in a second. So it's going to come out of here. And yeah, I want it to come above it. Up above. World so high. Can you cooperate, please? I'm going to donate you to a community college. Right here. This is fine. I mean, it's not quite what I wanted, but it'll do. We're going to go straight over top of this, I think, instead. So if I can get the camera to cooperate with me, I'd like it to go there. Is that good? Yeah. Straight over top of this pipe. Perfect. Okay, so that is over top of it, right? Yeah. So I want it to come over here and about there. Is that out enough? I think it needs to come out a little bit more. About here instead, probably. No, because we can get under it. I need to be able to do things underneath it. That's why it's up so high. So let's drop this down to, let's say, all the way. We'll drop it down all the way, and we're going to go straight across. And it's going to eventually end up in this tank, right? And this is for heavy oil. However, it's not going to end up there straight yet, right? So we're going to just put a pin in that right here. Now, the reason for this pipe, or rather, I should say, the reason why we're not going to bring it directly there is because we want to make sure that we are generating less here than we are spending here, all right? So in other words, we're going to be using the product faster to produce steam than we are generating it. And because of that, it's ever so slightly, and because of that, we're not going to have any excess waste, right? We're going to make use of 100% of what we're generating. That's the goal. So it's not to be most efficient. I know I'm going to get comments about it. This build is not to be most efficient, okay? It's the opposite of that. I want to generate in the beginning slower than I use in the end because I don't want to burn it, okay? I'm trying to avoid the pollution element of it, okay? Now, this shouldn't be running yet because there's no steam, so hold your horses, okay? You just you just calm the hell down, okay, Mr. Boiler. So what we want to do, right, is we're gonna bring this over here. But in the event, for some reason, in the event that I can't get the water, or in the event that this is full, let's say this tank is full, all right, we're generating it faster. Somehow we managed to generate it faster than we're using it, and these tanks fill up. If that happens, then these things are going to have output full, and they're not going to be able to work. And as a result, the entire production line in the end, down this way, is all going to be ruined, okay? Because like it's all going to stop. So it still depends on the beginning. So what I want to do is we're going to put in one of these handy-dandy pipe balancers, all right? Now, I don't really care about these pipe balancers, to be honest, but we're going to use it, all right? So what I want to do is probably place a pipe balancer like right here. Is this going to be okay? I think that'll be a fine place. Now, one of the things I want to do is I need to build this right away, so I need to see the design. So these pipe balancers, what it's going to do is it's going to allow me to redirect the product in a certain direction. So in this case, I can put it into the 0, right, into the O, and I can say I want to prioritize the outgoing outputs for the parts marked X. And so what this means is I will put it in 0 or I put it in X, but it will always prioritize giving it to the X unless it can't. Then it will send it to O. And so what that means is we can now have from X to here into the tank. But we can also have from 0 out to a flare, unfortunately, where we will use it in an emergency situation like that. Now, I'm also going to leave this pipe on the ground like this, and so I'm going to put in a ramp. And this ramp is going to go right up against this tank, which actually I probably should do it. I really should do it to where I could at least see the X and the O, right? Or at least be able to click it. I think being able to click it is the requirement, right? So from here, I can click it, right? So as long as I can click it. Okay. So this is where the bridge is going to be. So what we'll do is we'll have this pipe go underneath the bridge until it gets to here. And then it's just going to kind of move this. We're not going to see it do that, right? But it's going to do that. All right. We'll know, but no one else has to know, okay? That it doesn't go straight to it. All right. So that's where the heavy oil is going to be. So now as this begins to produce, we will begin to get heavy oil into these tanks, right? That's what we're going to want to do because it's prioritizing the output for the parts marked X. Now, if I flip this over and I did it the wrong way and I want it to go to 0, you can always toggle this and it will then flip it to where the prioritizations are referencing 0 instead, or O, whatever you want to do. It's tic-tac-toe, right? Okay, now what we need here, right? You have to have heavy oil to get the steam going, but you have to get the steam going in order to get the heavy oil going, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's what this is for. It's like think of this like our jump starter, right? It's some resource that doesn't require the closed loop to be running in order to generate the initial ingredients for that loop. So we're going to have this run initially until these go, and then I can shut this off. All right, so for this, I want this to come up, let's say level 2, and we'll have this go, well, I was thinking of having it go even closer, so maybe we'll have it go right alongside it, but then the bridge is still there, and I don't know about that. Maybe we'll we have just 2 bridges. Maybe we have 2 bridges. You know, I kind of like the idea of having 2 bridges. We could just go like this. I wonder how this would play out. Let's see what this looks like. If I play it out to where the steam goes at least to here, and then it comes over. And then it comes up, and it's gonna have to come way up. So we're gonna have to bring it up to like level 3 here. But if I go like this, right? No, level 2 here. This connects here. Okay. It looks kind of silly, doesn't it? It does look kind of silly. Compromise though. I'm gonna bring this pipe up like this, and then kill this. Compromise is to have it up to level 2 already. Yeah, we're playing around with the design, right? I said I got most of it planned, not all of it planned. Okay. Let's go out this way, and then we'll cut this direction until we line up with it. Because I think right here, then we go straight across. There we go. This is level 2, right? Yeah. It goes right in this tank here. So this pipe, oh, just really? It's one too short, really? Cool. Nicely done. So that'll go into there, and then this will wrap around and connect to this, and so will this. So you'll go in like this too. Cool. That's fine with me. Now I need to start off, I need this to go here too. So we're just gonna have this go up and over. And it doesn't look very good, but it's gonna be just the way to jumpstart it. It doesn't look half bad actually. All right, so we'll deliver this stuff, right? So this boiler will now produce steam and we'll send it on its way through this pipe, the center pipe, which will then distribute the steam to these two machines here. Cool? And then also these two machines here too. This lower one here, it does all 4 of these, okay? Now there's also a top pipe here, and this is going to give us steam as well, but it's going to give us steam from these 2 boilers, which are not quite ready yet, and I probably should turn them on just so that they are. And we'll have a level 3 pipe. Comes up, well, not a level 3 pipe, height 3 pipe, there you go. A height 3 pipe, which probably can start a little bit back. Maybe just like here. It's probably good. And we'll make sure that this follows the same course. Well, at least I thought we would. There we go. Make sure you... Nope. I want you to... Oh, boy. Yep, high. Level 3. Pretty please. Yep, and then... Can you... Yep, and... Oh, you're getting there. You're so close. And nope. You were there. You were, and then you weren't. I wish you would just cooperate with me so badly. You have to really play with the camera sometimes to get it to do what you want. Because it wants to connect so bad. It's like, please, sir, connections. I need them. I need to connect. I just want to connect. All right, here's this. So we'll take this pipe here and bring it up like this. And this one here, we'll bring it up like so. And that will connect these 2 and get it going. Okay, so now we're going to have, turn these on, right? Now we're going to have water coming in here, right? Because it's hooked up to the water grid over here, okay? So the water system's going to feed it in here. And we get these tanks full as they are. And with this done, all we need now is heavy oil, and then it will start using 6 heavy oil every 10 seconds, or in other words, 36 every minute, and it'll generate 48 steam. And again, all of these take steam. 6, 6, 6, 6, right? So this is 24, and it just so happens that these 4 will make it another 24, which is 48, and that's exactly what 1 uses, okay? However, we're gonna need more steam than that, which is why a lot of these boilers are doing what the boilers do. And so what we're going to do is have the medium distilleries go on the other side of this. This is a really complicated thing, and I'm trying to explain it the best I can. I might be going slow for some people who really know the game, but I hope at least if you know the game, you can at least appreciate taking the time to explain it to people who don't know the game, because that's a really important thing, is to have people not lost. So I'm going to put you here. These are stage 2, and I'll explain what those do in a second. We're going to put this down about like... Nope, you gotta go one more spot over. Hi, can you rotate? Very good. And yep, like that. No, one more please. And here we go. And good. Okay. So these are stage 2. Now stage 2 is gonna be responsible for taking the medium oil, which is getting kicked out of here as well. And that medium oil then uses extra steam again to create diesel and light oil. Now diesel is something we can use, right? So diesel is gonna get rerouted all the way around into this tank, all right? This is gonna hold diesel. And then that diesel comes down the mountain when it comes all the way over here, where it can then eventually, when we, figure out how this arrangement here is gonna be, once it's figured out and we tear all this stuff down, there'll be a fuel area where we can have fuel and get distribution and stuff. Yet another fuel area, right? We're making fuel over here and we're making fuel over here. It makes it easier for the trucks to provide fuel for everything because if they're already over here, they can use this one. If they're already over here, they can use this one, right? That's the idea. Okay, so the next step then is to probably get these built, which I'm pretty sure the trucks are gonna do right now. So we're gonna take the pipes and we're gonna go medium oil and right into there, straight in, medium oil there, medium oil there, and medium oil here. Okay. Now, while they're building that, the heavy oil pipe is done, and we should start seeing, I want to say we're going to start seeing this being done yet, but it doesn't look like that's the case yet. Do we just not have any steam? Not yet. Let's build these just so I can kind of get them going. We don't have any steam being generated yet. Oh, right. These are offline. Let's turn this back on. All right. Jumpstart the system. Go. All right. So when these do start running, and we should start seeing them run in a second. When they start running, they will kick the heavy oil to these tanks, and then these will start generating steam. And as long as we can keep this going, they'll keep generating steam, right? But they're not going to keep going because their outputs are going to get full. So we got a solution for the medium oil. That's what's building now. But what we don't have a solution for, and actually it might be better to have... Ooh, interesting. It might be better to have just a tank, right? Why would we need a tank? Well, what if this is producing and this one... You know, I'm just for the sake of redundancy here, I'm going to have tanks. It doesn't look as good, though. It really doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as good. Whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna do, because again, I'm not trying not to burn everything, right? I really don't want to burn any resources. We're not gonna want to store it because that means we're overproducing it. We're gonna be underproducing so that we don't burn it. We'll put these back. Okay, we're just gonna stick to the plan, keep doing the plan. All right, so the plan is, of course, we need steam to come to these as well because steam is another input. Not as much as the first machines, which are now coming online, but there is, you know, more than nothing, right? So that's what this top pipe is for. This top steam pipe is gonna be getting steam from this, which I should turn this on now. And I really want to see the heavy oil come into here, just so I know it's working, you know? I want to know that I did it correctly. So as it comes through here, though, steam will be generated and comes through this way. It's going to end up going like this. Straight across at level 3, all the way over like so. Through here. And through here. Probably like that. And like this. Is it here or here? I don't know. I think it's here. Yeah. Like this. All right, so the steam comes from this top pipe, comes all the way over the rest of the system, in a straight line into this area, okay? And actually, we should keep going with this because this is going to deliver steam to future machines as well. But I'm going to drop it down to level 2, I think, in order to do that. So let's go like level 2 here, and we'll do the same thing like this, level 2 here, and like this, level 2 here. Okay, so these things, of course, outputting steam, right? Or input steam, sorry. This is a steam pipe. So we're going to take it from here, bring it down, take it from here and bring it down. Cool. Come over here, same thing. Take it from here, bring it down. Take it from here and bring it down. Looks nice and clean. Looks nice and clean. This is going to provide the 2 essential resources needed to make the diesel and the light oil. We will talk about what to do with the light oil in the next video because this one's getting very long. We're going to shift gears a little bit now and talking about this. This is our water stripper, and we're going to go ahead and just turn these both on now because we need them to be. When these machines operate, they are going to generate sour water. Now, I've been waiting to do this workflow because I wanted to make sure I was getting the most out of my resources, and that includes having the sour water stripper provide me also with water. So the default formula is that you get sulfur and ammonia. I wanted sulfur, ammonia, and water because the water can then be put back into here, which takes off the stress on the water grid. Okay? So the water grid, or the water system, whatever you want to call it, I don't want to be constantly drawing from this. I would like to add a significant amount of water back into these tanks. And that's what we're going to do with this. So each one of these, if you're playing this game yourself and you haven't gotten the research called... where's the research called sour water recovery? If you haven't gotten this yet, then you don't have this formula and you probably won't notice the water pipe hanging off the end of these water strippers yet. So we're going to use those, right? So I'm going to take this water. We're going to come out level 1 One height is fine. And then we're going to come all the way across. We need to come out a little bit with this. So I can't, it's just because of how everything is connected. I can't do this very fluidly. In fact, it looks like I have to go here instead. I wonder if I can just get away with height 2 here instead then. No, because it has to dip underneath this. So we'll go level 1 underneath this. And then we'll keep it level 1, I guess, from here. So we're going to come all the way around level 1 and... oh, wait, sorry. This is for the water. My bad. Not for the sulfur. So the water pipes, the water is coming from this side. We're going to start with this side. So right now what I've done, which is not what I should do. I should cancel this because this is not correct. I was trying to figure out why won't it let me do that? It's because I did this incorrectly. So this pipe here is not for water. This pipe is for the ammonia, which is coming out of these, right? So the ammonia is coming out of this and hooking up to this big pipe here, okay? So this is good. This is where that's gonna. This is where this is gonna happen. But the water, right? We need to get rid of that. So we're going to have this come. Start from this side. We're gonna lift this up, go level 1, and I'd like to go level 1 all the way across if it lets me. And it looks like it will let me. Good. So level 1 all the way across until we get to, I guess it'd be here. And then I need to, I think, go underneath the bridge here. So we're going to take, I think we'll go down like this. And then we're going to dip down from here. Maybe we should dip down at the same time. Nah, it's fine. Dip down and we're going to go under the bridge. Okay. Now I could move this over, which is what I should do. And then it ends up going all the way around and meeting up with this tank here. All right, and we'll go ahead and have that built. Now this is going to reroute all of the water we're producing from the sour water processing. All right, it's gonna route all the water back into the system, okay? Which is super important to do. I'll do this over here like this. I can bring it up or I can bring it over. I think probably just bringing it over works better. Wait for this pipe to build. Yeah, we'll just kind of do it like that. It's fine. Okay, good. I don't know if you can hear my kid jumping upstairs, but it is pretty impressively loud. This is what I get for trying to record after school's out. Okay, so the last thing to do here, right? We got the steam, we got sour water input. That's great. We're going to start making sulfur, ammonia, and water. Now, the water is routed. It's going to come all the way over here, back into the tank. Very nice. And because of that, we really don't need to pull it from the grid very fast. So I'm going to be a little aggressive here. I'm going to take this pipe away. And I'm going to make this bottlenecked. I'm going to intentionally bottleneck this pipe so that we are not pulling it very fast from here. To see if that helps me at all. Because I really don't want to, right? I want to do that. All right, so steam high output. What are you complaining about? Just the lack of oil. Okay. Let's turn this one off. And so now the oil can go to this one and this one. Oh, but you know what? You're not connected. That's a problem. Here, let me help you with that. Okay, you should be connected now and ready to go. Yeah, so that's the system. We're getting there, but this is a process where you kind of have to have the whole thing set up in order for it to run. This is also why I waited so long to get started with this, because it gives me a lot of workers, and I have a lot of workers, and I wanted to put them to work, right? Cargo ship is low on fuel. Well, that makes sense because there's no fuel in here. I could finish this, but I'm gonna finish the trench now. We're pretty much ready to go and trying this out, and I think this is probably kind of screwing things up. So what I need to do now, first check my fuel, looking pretty good. What I need to do now, just to keep the cargo ship running, is I'm gonna complete this pipe, and I'm just gonna go across. Let's bring it up. I don't know, bring it up like this high. Yeah, it's okay. Bring it up this high and just bring it all the way over here. And so we're gonna complete this pipe and complete this pipe really quick, because I had this queued up, but I didn't want to do it yet. This is a kind of a temporary pipe as well, but what this is going to do is it's going to allow the fuel that's being made from food, which is very good, by the way. We're going to send that fuel slowly. We don't need to send it fast. Level 1 pipe is fine. We're going to send it straight over here, and then the cargo ship can always have fuel. We don't have to do it by truck anymore. That's fine. Okay, this video is going on a long time here, isn't it? I have not fully explained this whole system yet, and I'd really like to keep going, but I think you can see how it's working. It's pretty compact, and the diesel, right, is going to end up getting rerouted around into this tank, and the ammonia that's being generated here is going to be routed around and popped into these two tanks. Okay, yeah, these two tanks right here. And then later on, we're going to create fuel gas, and that is in stage 3. We're going to have fuel gas and naphtha. The fuel gas is going to get rerouted as well and into these tanks because they route around to here, and we can distribute them where they need to be on that side, including basically these two tanks here that are coming out are going to end up being connected to these two tanks here, or these two pipes. Sorry, I keep saying tanks. Those two pipes connect to these two pipes, and that takes them all the way across the map over here and eventually dips them down into the trench. But I need to get the trench done too. Thankfully, we have a reliable system for electricity, and we have a very reliable system for food, and a very reliable system for fuel. So we're kind of good. I can take my time in setting this up because we kind of don't need it right away, right? Which is the really nice part. So in the next video, I can also get this going. I think I'm just going to go one shift here. In the next video, I'm going to continue exploring. I got some more pirates to take care of. We are going to finish this and get it running, hopefully. I would like to see this run, but it's always going to stop. You know, it's always going to keep stopping if I don't get enough generating, right? So like you have to spool it up slowly because everything needs that supply to keep running. But this process here, you can see that from distillation stage 2, we generate 12 light oil every 60 seconds. We're going to use 12 light oil every 60 seconds to create these two resources as well. So it's basically the exact same workflows here, 1-to-1 ratio all the way down, with steam coming in the middle, right? And then the fuel gas getting kicked around and rerouted. So that's what we're going to do for the next one. But you can see it's starting. It's looking pretty good. The pipes look very nice. The pipes are looking really good. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Oh, that's just kind of... Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, this is just... Because it goes out this way and it goes out this way. But here it's in the middle because they're flipped. So it goes like this. Okay. Fair. Yeah, so in the next one, come on back and we'll continue the complicated madness part 2. Okay? All right, take it easy. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.